What's good, basketball fans? Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the heart of the WNBA, breaking down the biggest moments, rivalries, and stories that keep us glued to the court. Today we're unpacking a headline that's been buzzing across the basketball world. DeWanna Bonner puts Angel Reese in her place after Caitlyn Clark attack. Now, that title sounds spicy, but let's cut through the noise and get to the facts. We're diving into the Indiana Fever's blowout 93-58 win over the Chicago Sky on May 17th, 2025. A game packed with historic milestones, heated moments, and a whole lot of drama. So grab your popcorn and let's break it down. The WNBA tipped off its 2025 season with a bang, and no game drew more eyes than the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky matchup at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Why? Because this wasn't just any season opener, it was a showcase of star power, rivalries, and record-breaking performances. The Fever, led by second-year sensation Caitlyn Clark, dominated the Sky with a 35-point victory, marking the largest season-opening win in franchise history.
DeWanna Bonner, man, Indiana Fever on became the third all-time WNBA leading scorer in history.
Caitlyn Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode, back in the winning. Yesterday was tough with the Celtics, but we're back, baby, and it all starts with who? CC, 22, Caitlyn Clark.
But beyond the scoreline, this game had layers, historic achievements, a fiery on-court moment, and off-court controversy that's got everyone talking. Let's start with Caitlyn Clark, who was absolutely electric. The former Iowa superstar, now in her sophomore WNBA season, dropped a 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double, tying Candace Parker for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history. Even more impressive, Clark achieved this feat in just 41 games, making her the fastest player to reach 3 triple-doubles in league history.
Angel Reese relies on the dramatics to generate attention, because just like Donnie, she can't maintain attention based on skill. And the attention-seeking behavior, it started immediately yesterday as Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado decided that they were going to disrespect the country by refusing to come out for the national anthem. She immediately loses her temper. She could not believe Caitlyn Clark stole her moment. Angel Reese gets off the ground very slowly because everyone seems to be moving in slow motion in the WNBA.
She added 2 steals and 4 blocks, showing she's not just a scorer, but a defensive force. Clark's performance was a statement. The Fever are a championship contender, and she's leading the charge. But Clark's night wasn't without controversy, and that's where the so-called attack comes in. Late in the third quarter, with the Fever up 56-42, Chicago's Angel Reese grabbed an offensive rebound and drove to the basket.
Angel Reese fans is calling race, like they're sparking a race war on Twitter right now, and it's starting to get national attention. They're attacking white fans, black fans.
Clark, trying to stop an easy layup, made contact with Reese's arm, sending her to the floor. The refs reviewed the play and upgraded Clark's foul to a flagrant one, citing wind-up, impact, and follow-through that wasn't a legitimate basketball play.
People's kind of pointing fingers at DeWanna Bonner, like, you know what, you shouldn't have shared that. She shouldn't have. She can share what she wanted to share. Now, I believe she later deleted this post, but man, watch this, bro. Watch this. Let's head on over to X.
Reese and Fever center Aaliyah Boston also received technical fouls after a brief confrontation. Both Clark and Reese downplayed the incident post-game. Clark called it a good take foul, saying, "It's just a basketball play. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious." Reese echoed, "Basketball play? Refs got it right." But the moment reignited their college-born rivalry, dating back to LSU's 2023 NCAA championship win over Iowa. Fans on both sides lit up social media, with some calling it a dirty play and others defending Clark's intent. The truth: it was a hard foul, not an attack, but it added fuel to an already intense narrative. While Clark's foul grabbed headlines, it was DeWanna Bonner who stole the show in a different way. The 37-year-old veteran, in her first game with the Fever after 5 seasons with the Connecticut Sun, made history by passing Tina Thompson to become the WNBA's 3rd all-time leading scorer with 7,489 career points. Bonner needed just 6 points to surpass Thompson's 7,488, and she got there with 2 clutch free throws late in the game. What made this moment special wasn't just the milestone, but how it happened.
And DeWanna Bonner represents the old guard, if you will. Not that she's acted like the old guard or in any of the stereotypical ways that the old guard has been portrayed, but just because she is and has been a fixture of the WNBA, to the point where she became the 3rd all-time leading scorer, obviously, in that game. And Bonner chose to go to the Fever, which surprised some folks, but shows you more so that it was a basketball-related decision. She knows it's a chance to win another championship. She knows it's a chance to, be a part of a great collective and group, a moment in time, a moment of support, and she expressed how much she was.
Clark, mic'd up for ESPN, was caught rallying her teammates during a timeout, saying, "Hey, let's get a basket for DB right now. Come on, we're getting DB into 3rd place." That leadership from a second-year player for a 16-year veteran speaks volumes about Clark's character. Bonner didn't score a field goal for the record, but drew a foul and sank both free throws, earning a standing ovation from the sold-out Indianapolis crowd. In her post-game interview, Clark gushed, "DB is a Hall of Famer, a legend. I'm happy her record-setting points came from the free throw line so the fans could appreciate her." Bonner, ever the class act, shared her thoughts on social media, posting an emotional message about her journey. Clark reshared it, showing support for her teammate. This moment wasn't just about stats. It was about respect, teamwork, and a veteran cementing her legacy with a new squad. Now, let's address the headline's claim.
The regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business. And Caitlyn Clark.
DeWanna Bonner puts Angel Reese in her place. Sensational? Sure. Accurate? Not quite. Bonner didn't directly confront Reese on the court, but her actions off it spoke louder than any highlight reel play. After the game, reports surfaced of hateful fan comments directed at Reese.
Indiana Fever just played their first game against the Chicago Sky, and folks, it was not close. It was not close. I remember my timeline being flooded with people saying it was going to be a good dog fight. It was going to be a close game. It was going to come down to the wire. It was going to be a great one. No, it wasn't. It was a 40-point blowout. And it was a great game on one side. On the other side, it was a little questionable. Prompting
a WNBA investigation. While it's unclear what was said, the league condemned racism and hate, stating they have no place in our league or society. Bonner, as the Fever's veteran voice, addressed the issue head-on during a team meeting. She said, "We keep uplifting each other and speaking out when needed. That's not what we as players stand for. Not what the Indiana Fever organization stands for. It's zero tolerance." Her stance was clear. Create a tough environment for opponents, but keep it about basketball, not hate. This was Bonner's moment to lead, setting a tone for the Fever and the league. If anyone was put in their place, it was those crossing the line with hateful rhetoric, not Reese herself. Reese, for her part, handled the situation with grace. She posted a double-double, 12 points, 17 rebounds, despite struggling from the field, 5 for 14. She also made history as the fastest player to reach 450-plus points and 450-plus rebounds in the WNBA. Post-game, she addressed the broader impact of her rivalry with Clark, saying, "People are talking about women's basketball that you never would think would talk about it. I'll take the bad guy role if it means growing the game. That's maturity beyond her years." The Clark-Reese rivalry is box office gold. From their 2023 NCAA title game to their 5 WNBA matchups, Clark's Fever lead 4-1. Their battles drive ratings. 2.7 million viewers tuned in for this opener, the most watched WNBA game on ESPN platforms that weekend. But it's not just about drama. Both players are elevating the league. Clark's triple-double in playmaking.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory.
And going in on the Chicago Sky.
They're not going to be pushed around anymore. Even in the midst of all the talk yesterday, you have a Sophie Cunningham, you have a Natasha Howard, and you have a DeWanna Bonner. There's a level of credibility, there's a level of toughness.
Caitlyn Clark, in the post-game interview, she made it a point to say, this is not, please don't blow this out of proportion.
Reese's rebounding prowess and Bonner's historic milestone show why the WNBA is thriving. Yet the narrative around Clark and Reese often overshadows others. Bonner's milestone, for instance, deserves more spotlight. A 2-time champion, 6-time All-Star, and now 3rd on the all-time scoring list. She's a living legend. Her move to Indiana, alongside additions like Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham, makes the Fever a powerhouse, and her leadership in addressing fan behavior shows she's as impactful off the court as on it. This game wasn't about one player putting another in their place or an attack. It was about Caitlyn Clark's brilliance, DeWanna Bonner's legacy, and Angel Reese's resilience. It was about a league on the rise, navigating growing pains while showcasing its stars. Bonner didn't need to dunk on anyone to make a statement. Her leadership, milestone, and class did that. Clark and Reese, they're competitors, not enemies, driving women's basketball to new heights. If you loved this deep dive into the WNBA's hottest storylines, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more basketball breakdowns, hot takes, and exclusive content.